Hello everyone and welcome to the Apple One-to-One Training Channel. I am Will, and today we are going to be talking about Golden Gate and iOS 27, the calendar app, and what changes have occurred and how you can utilize this app going forward. Please like and subscribe our channel. We really do appreciate you guys joining us for these videos, and we're going to be focusing a lot on the next iOS 27, macOS 27, iPadOS 27, all of them, and we're going to start today with the calendar changes that have occurred. We're going to first go on macOS, and if you want to skip forward, you can go to iOS as well. So first off, inside of the calendar app, one of the newer features that they came out with over here in the corner is a swipe feature. So if you swipe down with two fingers, it does this refresh. Even though refresh is built into here, right here with the Command R, now they give you a touch way of doing it, which is preparing for possibly the new iPhone that's coming out. So let's talk about what actually has changed inside here. So the biggest change, obviously, is number one, is it'll understand natural language when you want to make an event. So I'm going to start typing in an event, and what it's going to do is it's going to auto-fill out things inside of the event. So let's start by doing that. So first off, a lot of times I do a lot of weddings, so I'm going to do bride and groom. And what I'm going to do now is put in the day. So we'll do it on 5/27/27. And it automatically now pops up a date. Also, if I did spacebar, it would kind of not figure that out, so it would be good to click on this, and you can see the red appear here in the text. So now that I've done that, I'm going to put in the time, which will be 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. So automatically now you can see it's adjusting the time. And then I'm going to put the location, Crystal Point in Point. And as you can see as I'm going, it's starting to fill it out. And it's in Point, let me spell it right, Point Pleasant. And there it is right here. And now it's adding the location automatically here. And the one thing I wish it did work before, but I wasn't able to do it again, is websites and notes. So if I was doing apple.com, it was not understanding the website and as one of the options. Also, you could do an invite, and then you could type in someone's name, and then it would appear with their name, and here it is. And then now the invite will be sent when I make this event automatically. And the one thing I like to do is I always like to type in notes. Now I could just click down here and just add the notes, so that's fine. So I'll just put in, they're getting a raw event package, but it didn't really work very well when I was up here and trying to put like notes as an example. And then I'm going to hit send, and that would obviously send out the invite to the person, and there it goes. So now we have to go to our calendar and take a look at it. And you can see here's the event that I created. And you can see all the information that I typed in is here. And you can see that it filled out a lot of the things without me having to go in later and do it myself. It was able to use that natural language and automatically add a lot of things here that I needed to. So that is one of the new features you will have in here. So I'm going to go to my sports calendar, and one of the new features that they have is Ask Siri. So if I go into Ask Siri, and I would say find events with ECWA, or I could just type in, say, what's the next ECWA event? And now it's going to look through this specific calendar, and it's going to tell me that right in here. So as it's working, we're waiting for those results.
1 million, zillion, jillion, dillion, cotillion times later.
Probably by this time, you would probably give up. At this point, it might be better just to do a search than it would be to go over and ask Siri. Okay, so it didn't even work. So if I go here, go to Ask Siri, maybe I could find something specifically, and I could say, find events with Anna. And then it would look through the calendar, and hopefully it'll find what I'm looking for. Okay, so they found a whole bunch of events. So there you go. So it found several events. Show all. Now, this is a beta, so remember, it's not always working right. But right now, it's not showing me anything. It may not be the feature that you might use, but sorry to say. But like I said, this is a beta, so that's how it works. So now let's talk about how to do this directly from the Siri AI. The biggest thing with Siri is I noticed that a lot of times when I've been practicing with this, that it doesn't let me finish what I'm saying. All right, so let's go ahead and try this. Create in the calendar a bride and groom event with the date of August 26th, 2026 from 2 to 10 p.m. at the Mill in Spring Lake, New Jersey with the notes raw edited wedding package. Okay. So now it has created that.
From 2 p.m.
And there goes Siri.
At at the Mill in Spring Lake, New Jersey.
And if I go to the event, if I click on it, you can see the one thing that it did differently here is it actually did put in the notes what I asked for. So you can see there's a better result actually going through Siri. So this is just showing you how you can utilize the calendar using Siri AI, using the natural language here at the plus side, and of course doing a search. Now let's switch over to the iPhone and do the similar things that we want to do there. So we are now inside of iOS, and we're going to do the same thing we did before with the plus sign. Now, one of the other things that this has an advantage on is this little camera button right here, there to the right. So what that camera does is that it can scan invitations, which is one of the coolest features, I think, of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the camera. I found a fake invitation. I'm going to scan that, and let's see if it figures out the event information based on what I have. And you can see that I scanned this fake invitation, and you can see there's an add to calendar button right here. It's already doing the name, wedding invitation. If I hit add to calendar, now it's going to load the information into the calendar. So it took the day, their name, and then you can start adding in details after that. So you can see that one of the advantages of iOS is that little feature with the camera button. Let's go back out. And let's go back to calendar. And now let's describe the event. So it'd be very similar. So we could do family picnic at Six Flags Great Adventure, since I live right by it, at 3 p.m. Bring snacks. So you can see as I'm typing it out, it doesn't grab it, but as you can see, if I tapped on it, you can see it does. So now it's telling me, and now it says 3 p.m., and I wrote bring snacks, and I don't think it's going to add that anywhere to it, but I'm going to go ahead and hit the checkbox, and there it is. And there's nothing in there about the snacks. So this is what I'm talking about, where it doesn't understand the basic language after that, but you can see it did work. It put it into there for Monday, July 27th. Now we're going to do the Siri version of it, and I'm going to hold down my Siri button. I'm going to hold it down the whole time, so that way it doesn't stop doing the asking. Create a event for bride and groom on August 26, 2026 from 2 to 10, actually from 2 to 11 p.m. Put in the notes, raw event package with the website www.apple.com, and send an invite to Kendall, and it will be located at the Mill in Spring Lake, New Jersey. So you can see I asked a lot of things right there, and now Siri AI is going to attempt to figure all that out. And we're doing this in real time, so I'm going to let it actually do all the work for me in real time. The scanning of the invitation is probably the easiest thing.
I've created the event for bride and groom on August 26, 2026, from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Mill in Spring Lake, New Jersey, and invited Kendall.
So here's what's special about this. If you notice, I originally said 2 to 10, but I actually said, oh, wait a minute, it's 11. And it actually fixed it for me. So that was a purposely thing I tried to do. And then if I tap on it, we can go there. Now, the one thing I will notice, and I am thinking this is a beta problem, it's putting duplicates. It's actually creating it twice. I don't know why it's doing that, and I have noticed that when I'm making this, but you can see the details are there, and the link is in there right now. So you can see all the information is there. If I go to edit, and then you can see it has the website there. It put it in the details. It didn't put in the URL, but not a big deal. And you can see all the information is there that I told it to do. And then, of course, I can just delete the event. So that is what Siri AI is going to do for you on the calendar side. So I hope this was educational to you, that you got some information about it and what the future is going to be for your calendar. Creating events will be much easier now on your calendar. If you have any questions, please reach out in our comment section. Thank you very much, and I love every single one of you. Like and subscribe to the Apple One-to-One training channel for new Apple tips and tutorials every single week.